Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank FreightWaves for the opportunity to be here. I want to talk about a massive problem that we're having in this industry. And this problem is double brokering, it's fraud, it's cargo theft. We have the solution with Verified Carrier. My name is Andre. I have my carrier Yuri here, and we're going to talk about how we're going to fix this problem by letting you know who you work with so that you can trust the partners you work with. So Yuri here wants to work with a broker. So a broker would send him a link and say, hey, I need you to get vetted with Verified Carrier. He would go ahead, put in his MC, but we know that information is very limited. A lot of it is self-declared, and so we want to dig deeper. We'll ask Yuri to go ahead and upload a government-issued ID, and we'll check that it's legitimate. But we know that this information can be stolen. I don't know about you. I have a copy of my computer, guilty. I have a copy of my phone. So we're going to go a step further, and we want to authenticate that the person doing this process is that same individual, so we'll do a face recognition. Good job, Yuri. We don't stop here. We have an 8-point verification process. If you're the owner, you can continue this process. If you're not, and you say you're the safety manager or compliance director, you would go ahead and get verified as well, and then a link would still get triggered and get sent to the owner. And he or she could open that anywhere in the world, do the government-issued ID check, do the facial recognition, and authorize for that individual to continue. Let's say Yuri is the owner here. So next, we move on to the contact piece. Every single contact that's going to be added to the platform on behalf of the carrier is going to get vetted. There's 2-tier authentication. We will contact every single phone number. So you know that when someone's trying to do a scam, they try to pull you off of the platform. They try to say, hey, no, send it to me at this number. You know they're getting sophisticated. They're changing domains to look very similar to the original ones. We will vet every single one so that you say, oh, hey, yeah, I'd love to send you a rate con to that one. Just go ahead, update it on your platform, and I'll shoot it out to you. Next, we want to look at the insurance piece. A certificate of insurance is great, but it's just the starting point. We want to let you know if there are any exclusions that will affect this carrier's ability to transport your load. We also want to look at a list of complete insured autos on that policy. If they have a Sprinter van, we'll know. If they're claiming that they have 50, are they actually insured? So we'll let you know. From here, we're going to move on to another crucial piece, and that is banking. If somebody just bought an MC off of somebody to show some history, or if they stole somebody's identity, you know that that scammer is not going to let the money go to the original bank account owner. They'll open it a similar name in a different state. They'll send even a doctor check to the broker. The broker did all the due diligence and everything looks legit, but that money didn't go to the original carrier. We use a third-party platform. It's similar to a bill pay. You'd go ahead, log in. It's third party, it doesn't go to us, but we will know who the owner is and where they're based out of. If they use a factoring company, we'll contact them too. If not, they can continue to the next piece. So I mentioned that we have a list of complete autos. We have all the VIN numbers. We'll scrub those against a national database, and we'll let you know what's on the policy. If they have a Sprinter van or a Dodge Ram, that's totally fine. You can hot shop freight, but these people should not be touching your 53-foot van or reefer freight. We'll let you know what they have and how many actual units they have. From here, we'll move on to the fleet tracking. There's a few partners and providers that we've identified that have rock-solid platforms. Unfortunately, some of these other ones are spoofable. Someone can show that they have a truck in South Dakota when it's really on rail, or there's no truck at all by plugging a phone into a computer. No more. Here, we're about 80% complete. Then it'll go on to the next piece, which is going to be our back office. The back office will look at anything and try to triangulate information. Once we've uploaded this, you're going to get some actionable data. So you're going to say, well, how can I use it? So let's look at the broker dashboard and look at an example. You have FreightWaves. FreightWaves went through the full 8-point verification. You know this carrier is rock solid. They have nothing to hide, and they're fully transparent in how they work. You have their contact information, which has been vetted. You have their billing information, which is pulled from that third-party platform. You have their status from the FMCSA, but now you have a confirmed vehicle count, and these VINs are tied to that MC. You have their insurance information, their safety scores. You can see if anything's been reported against this carrier, and we want to go a step further to show you full visibility of how they operate. Now, DOT inspections, those are great. That's a reliable piece of data from the FMCSA, but for a small carrier or an owner-op, it could be a strike against them. If you had a level 1 inspection 19 months ago, and you're calling, you're trying to get freight. You might have a broker that says, hey, I don't want to work with you. You haven't been inspected for a year and a half. You don't actually have any trucks. So what do? We go a step further. We look at bypass information. So we can see if you're using the service, where you're pinging past the weigh stations, and show where you're actually operating. This information is third party. Additionally, we'll look at that fleet tracking information. We'll show you again, it's not self-declared, it's not the carrier saying this is where I run, this is where they run. And if you get a call about that California to Arizona, first, check the contact. If the phone number is approved, we can ask the question, hey, I don't see any movement here from California to Arizona. Somebody might say, yeah, well, we bought a few trucks. We heard Amazon might open a warehouse down there. We just want to get this lane moving. Excellent. You had that conversation. Let's go ahead and look at another example. Speedy freight transports. I don't know about you, but this looks like a speedy way to get a claim. You can see this carrier started the process, but either couldn't or refused to identify themselves, how they operate, and how large their fleet size actually is. At the end of the day, verified carrier isn't going to tell anybody how to work. You guys have reached a tremendous level of success. You're able to be here and hear this. However, we just want to empower you to take your ability to do compliance and due diligence to the next level. So, don't let the fraudsters take you for a ride. Grab the wheel with a verified carrier. Thank you.